If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC24, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC24 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these types of videos where we basically talk about the new content when it does release, because obviously on the Friday they release the full teams and we can kind of test out, or not test out, but we can actually take a look at the stats and play styles of the cards they're working with before we even like do the reviews. Don't worry, we're still going to be doing the main reviews today. EA can literally do one with the showdown cards. I couldn't care less about those cards, honestly, like, you know. But team of the season for the EPL has released. There's also 2 SBCs that we're probably going to be checking out as well. So yeah, with the showdowns that EA released today, let me see if it's in the players actually. Ben Rama, yeah, like these cards, you know what I'm saying? So there's obviously Enrique, who gets an improvement, 5'8", high medium, 3-star, 3-star, mostly explosive left footage. Again, with these types of cards, you know how they work. They need the win, and then you need the upgrade on top of them to actually properly use them in the meta of the game. Toure, power header plus, bruiser plus. Doesn't really have much else going for him. With defenders, I tell you guys all the time that they have to be absolute full meta. So those are, we just skip past that right away, okay? But we have 2 interesting SBCs today that we will be checking out. The first one is obviously going to be the Julian Alvarez card, team of the season. 5'7", high work rates, 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot, mostly explosive right-footed. I'm curious to see how this card performs in game, because in the past, his dribbling is just kind of like oddly formatted, and it looks like it's in a similar situation for this card. Maybe it depends, because it looks like a card you just give a hunter chemistry style to, because these cards are absolutes when it comes to upgrades, right? This is not team of the season live where you look at base potential into what it could potentially be like afterwards. This card on a hunter chemistry style, boosting the pace, boosting the shooting, is going to put him in a significantly better area, right? So let me show you guys right here with Julian Alvarez. On a hunter chemistry style, you're going to give him the pace boost. You're going to give him the shooting boost, making his shooting perfect. Passing is going to be in a pretty decent area. Dribbling is in the 90s area, but he is a short and normal body type. In the past, that used to bother me a lot, to be honest, but we're going to see how it is afterwards, because especially with the patch adjusting the way that the dribbling works with cards, we're going to see what that's going to be like. So we are going to be doing a review for that, as well as the new McCabe card too, right? But this card has first touch plus, power shot plus, chip shot. The playstyle pluses, I feel like they could have done a better job with, honestly. But it's still okay. I mean, the chip shot plus is decent to use. First touch is better after the patch for sure. But power shot plus and stuff, like, these are very situational, right? So that's why people are doing the like to dislike ratio for sure. But yeah, it looks like an interesting one. Definitely going to give him a shot. He has that 5-star weak foot to work with some of the shooting capabilities. So we're going to see what that's going to be like in game, right? But the next card here that we have is the McCabe card. To be honest, this card looks pretty interesting, to be fair. Like, I think she looks like a very interesting choice, especially if you do end up giving her the shadow chemistry style, because she just seems like the agile type. Like, she could potentially be like a Bacha of the sorts, right? Especially with the playstyles that she has. So first of all, Relentless Plus is a huge W. Really good playstyle to have. Long ball pass, also really good. And then rapid in certain situations can be solid as well. In-game attributes, this is a card that you obviously have to give the shadow chemistry style to. You got to boost her pace to be as high as possible, as well as her defense. What's cool about this card, right, is key thing here is the position changes, right? So let's say you're using a formation that has like 3 midfielders, right? And you want to use her as a left center mid, since she is a left-footed player. But yeah, she's formatted nicely. She has like really good playstyles. Defensive ones, she has a bunch of playstyles too. Bruiser, intercept, block, jockey. Like, that could be very solid in the midfield situation, right? So yeah, she looks really cool. Like, she could potentially be a really good player in game, 100%. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check out the team of the season now. Latest promo for the EPL team of the season. Bunch of players to check out here. So we have the James. I might do a review for most of these cards, because even the female players look interesting. The center backs I probably won't check out, and the fullbacks, but the attackers and midfielders, if they're formatted nicely, definitely will be able to see what's up with that. Yeah, most of these cards are kind of like worth a review actually, which is pretty cool. But anyways, James we have here is a 5-star beast, to be honest. She looks really cool. Finishing on the card, dribbling is already in the 90s area. She's 5'9", but she's gonna have a stocky body type. Yeah, so for her, probably a finisher flex, maybe. You know, boost the dribbling to be as high as possible to compensate for the dribbling being a certain way. Boost her finishing. Pace, I mean, the pace is formatted a certain way. I'd probably still give her a hawk, honestly. Finishing at 94 bothers me. It does bother me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I mean, you know, I still feel like she'd be really good, though, honestly. High, medium, what does she have? So she has Finesse Shot plus W. Rapid plus, Trickster plus is more for fun, but still pretty decent to work with for other variables. Long ball pass, whipped pass, flare, first touch, and quick step. Yeah, she'll be an interesting one. By the way, guys, if you guys get any of these cards, you could join the Discord and help me out with the reviews, especially when the cards are like super expensive. But yeah, I think most of these, I think we'll review like 85% of them, honestly. They look pretty decent to work with, especially since they're like absolute cards. Hemp, we definitely have to check out. Definitely have to check out this card. She was released as an SBC, and honestly, her whipped pass was like really crazy to work with during that time period. It was this card right here, I believe. She has quick step, whipped pass, tiki taka, W playstyle pluses, very, very good. She has finesse shot, rapid flare, first touch, and Trivella. She looks like a beast. Definitely looks like a monster. I think for her, probably a marksman, I think. Yeah, maybe a marksman to boost the shooting to be as high as possible while also giving her physical capabilities. What's cool about this card is that she also has defensive capabilities as well. So that actually makes her very interesting, right? So really good base card stats for pace, good playstyles with shooting. She has a rapid first touch, flare. So good stuff there. Passing is also in a very good area too. And then for physicality, it's well formatted as well. So yeah, it definitely looks like an interesting one. She could be very nice in game, to be honest. Greenwood, I mean, listen, with these cards, oh, she has left back position change. Yeah, because center back, no, that's chalked. Like, no chance, right? But left back on a shadow chemistry style could be okay, to be honest. That could be okay. That's a potential that you can work with. Power header plus, what an interesting playstyle for her. But anyways, anticipate, it'd be cool if they gave like aerial to the female players, especially when they're, oh, well, she has aerial, I just noticed that. So that's good that they gave her that. Aerial, slide, tackle, block is in the compensation, basically, right? Jockey, whipped pass, anticipate, long ball. Power header with aerial is an interesting one. I don't know how many times you're going to really utilize that. Like, you're going to utilize the aerial, and I guess power header too with the two. Yeah, I guess Charles, left back card. These players I'm probably not going to check out. It's like, I think from the female players, James and Hemp will be interesting for people. The rest of them, no. So yeah, it's James and Hemp mainly. But like Greenwood and Charles, not as much, even though they could still be pretty decent. Like Charles actually has some really good play styles, to be fair. She's formatted very nicely, especially for the anchor chemistry style. You could potentially use her in the midfield setup as well, because she has those position changes, right wing and stuff, right? 5-star weak foot, dribbling in a decent area on the card too, high work rates, average and normal. Like, she looks like she could be okay to use too, right? Especially for those Chelsea links in a person squad. Now here's the big boys that people are going to be interested in the most, right? So we have team of the season Holland, who gets a rapid plus, a power shot plus, and an aerial plus. So if you play to that absolute garbage, horrible meta of using cards like this in that left forward and right forward position, he's probably going to cook in those areas, right? Because he's got base 99 jumping, base 99 heading accuracy. It's a card formatted probably for the engine, making him a very, very sick player. He's got a 5-star weak foot, 6'5" height, unique body type. Holland's just a good player. Like, honestly, even if you still use the team of the year Holland card, like, this card was still a nuisance to play against, right? Like, I remember doing the review for him, and I don't use the heading stuff, right? Like, just regular stuff. And dude, his base finishing is just crazy, right? So the team of the season, having those sort of things is definitely really crazy. He's got rapid plus, power shot plus, aerial plus, finesse shot, chip shot, power header, bruiser, quick step, relentless, and acrobatic. So yeah, he has a bunch of good stuff. I like that they don't make him a high in the game nowadays. High medium is very important to give him. So yeah, he could definitely be an absolute monster. We'll see if we can get our hands on him. Virgil van Dijk, basically solidifying himself as probably top 3 center backs in the game, right? There was this one on the team of the year, whichever one you got, really. This one is even faster now, right? With the shadow chemistry style to boost the acceleration, sprint speed, and defending. He has all the play styles. Like, they basically gave everything to him, right? Jockey Plus is crazy to work with a block, an intercept, a slide tackle, a bruiser. Aerial to work with a jumping presence. His unique body type is nuts. Long ball pass, I'll tell you guys this right now, man. Passing play styles for center backs, I'll tell you guys all the time. Very underrated thing that people don't look at as much, but it's very important to have. And with the center backs especially, even better. Anticipate plus, jockey plus. Looks like an absolute monster, right? He's definitely going to cook in game. With 99 reactions, 97 for composure, like, imagine this guy's not good. I'd be very, very surprised, right? We have Declan Rice. That is added as a midfielder. So obviously there's the fantasy card that has the intercept plus and the anticipate plus. This card has different stuff. Honestly, these playstyles might make a little bit more sense in the current meta of the gameplay, because first of all, relentless plus is a really big thing in the game nowadays because of the second man press. He's got intercept plus with block plus too, so a lot of good stuff there. There's more potential to actually use this card in the center back position because of those things that he's working with, right? So because he's got the CDM center mid areas, like the main places that you're going to be using Declan Rice is obviously going to be CDM or center back, depending on how you end up formatting your team in game, right? But again, card with a shadow chemistry style, remains a lengthy player, pace is in a really good area, defense also in a very solid spot. I don't care if it's plus 1s, 2s, and 3s. You guys know that I make that part of the card as much as as high as possible for me personally. But yeah, you could technically give him an anchor as well, because technically he is a stay back CDM, so giving him extra physical to work with some of the play styles that he has, like bruiser and stuff, could obviously be very solid. So Declan Rice looking very nice. I think the play style pluses are some W inclusions on the card. Team of the season, Rodri. Honestly, I was a big fan of the team of the year card. Don't know if he lasted like a super long period of time, but if you had that card and you like general build-up play, he was still pretty nice, right? This card has power shot plus, he has incisive pass, he has anticipate, or not incisive pass, pings pass, excuse me. But again, it's a card that is formatted honestly more for like a build-up midfielder than anything, right? Like, there's some formations where when you have CDMs like this, like, people actually prefer to have it because obviously he's going to be the medium high worker in a card playing the CDM position, but he's going to be the guy that helps you out in like the general build up, which people obviously like a lot. You know, you give him the shadow chemistry style, you make him as good as possible defensively while giving him the pace, and obviously he provides you really good links. And again, he just has like a bunch of passing stuff. Press proven is really nice under pressure as well, so really cool stuff there. Salah has to be 5-star, 4-star, and he is. Good stuff for the team of the season. He definitely needed those improvements to be a card that is now very competent to use in the meta of the game, because now you're going to give him a Hawk chemistry style, increase the pace, increase the shooting as well as the physicality, and just work with an all-around good attacker, right? Play style, he's working with some pretty W stuff too. Finesse shot plus is really big. Technical plus is really good. First touch plus really cool as well. The other play styles, chip shot, power shot, incisive pass, rapid, press proven, quick step, and Trivella. He obviously has a bunch of stuff now, right? So he looks very solid. I'd be surprised if he wasn't like too crazy in game, you know, because shooting is basically perfect, pace is basically perfect, physical also being increased, which is great. But not only that, but the card even has like interceptions and stuff. So if you're playing like a 4-2-3-1 and you use him in the right-sided areas, the way that he could push back and come back is definitely going to be an interesting variable to work with when it comes to Salah for sure. Moving on. All right, let's see what else we have here. So Salah, we have Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, they just never make into a good card. So hopefully with his team of the season, he's actually decent. Because, bro, there was this like Champions League card. Might have been this one, or it might have been the other one, where like he was just so expensive and he's just not special at all, right? Like Saka, they don't do anything like unique to him for some reason, right? But maybe with his team of the season cards, things change because they gave him really good playstyle pluses, like really good. Finesse shot plus W, especially with a 5-star weak foot. I could actually use him on the left-hand side and utilize finesse shot still with the weak foot, so that's really huge. But even use him on the right-hand side, I can do that too, because he obviously has the finesse shot and the power strike to work with, so it's cool that he's kind of interchangeable in that sort of situation, right? 5'10", high medium. His dribbling is in the mid-90s area, which is a big deal. And I think you would give him a Hawk chemistry style to give him good pace, good shooting, as well as a good physical. And another W on top of that is the fact that this card actually has defensive stats too, right? So that's always a huge variable. It always adds to the cards, especially when they don't feel crazy special in the attack, right? So it's very important that they ended up giving him that. Power shot, incisive pass, tiki-taka, technical, flair, first touch, press proven. Some good stuff there as well. Cole Palmer gets one, so he has the cam, right mid, right wing position changes. Cool playstyle. He's got finesse shot plus at a 5-star, 4-star capability. He's got technical plus, flair to work with as well. So some interesting stuff there for sure. Excuse me, sorry. Playstyles wise, chip shot, power shot, dead ball, incisive pass, tiki-taka, first touch, trickster. Should be an interesting one to see how he performs in game for sure. Hawk chemistry style to increase pace, shooting, and physicality. Definitely puts him in a pretty solid area in regards to making him very well-rounded, right? Pace, shooting, and physicality being in a very solid spot. Passing also in a pretty decent spot too. Dribbling you have to experiment with because it is oddly formatted in certain areas, right? You could go down the direction of potentially giving him an engine just because of how low the balance is, considering that he's 6'2" with a tall and lean body type, because the shooting would still be in the mid-90s area, which is still pretty decent to work with, right? So Cole Palmer definitely looks like a really cool card for sure. Good play styles as well for the most part, because Flair is kind of like you know. We have Heung-min Son, who gets chip shot plus, press proven plus, which is interesting for him. It's actually, press proven plus is really cool because Son does have a physical type to his dribble, so I'm very curious to see how that performs in game. Obviously, finesse shot plus definitely requires that because, I mean, he needs that for sure. It's just how the card generally performs. It looks like it's a card formatted for the engine as well. He's got a 5-star weak foot for this variation of his card. On the engine, improving the pace, dribbling, and passing on the card, it puts him in a pretty solid spot too, with mid-90s for shooting. Physicality also in a pretty decent spot too. And some decent stuff in regards to other playstyle, right? Dead ball, incisive pass, technical, all that kind of stuff is definitely set up very nicely for this card. We have Alisson, goalkeepers. Not really much to say because these are all things you have to try out in game, but he has far throw, footwork, cross claim, or rush out. So obviously we'd have to try that out and see how that performs. Phil Foden, I could see him being a monster, to be honest. Finesse shot plus, tiki-taka plus, and technical is really sick. He might be one of those like cam cards that I tell you, like if you're like in tactic videos potentially in the future, that he might be like that go-to guy because he's got the high work rates, 5-star, 4-star capabilities. Passing is there. You give him 100 to boost his shooting and pace to be as high as possible. His dribbling is well formatted. He even has some defensive stats with some good physical stats too. Playstyle plus is a W. All of the stuff they gave him is really good. Tiki-taka plus, especially in the cam position, is amazing in certain situations, especially if you're working with good passing stats and other good passing playstyles too, right? So incisive pass and stuff, really cool there. Saliba, probably going to be a monster in game in regards to defensive capabilities. Intercept plus, W playstyle to give him, anticipate, and slide tackle. But they do give him some other stuff too, like rapid, press proven, aerial. Press proven is actually helpful for center backs, to be, believe it or not, especially when people are using pressure tactics, right? Power header, jockey, bruiser, rapid, press proven, aerial. A lot of very good stuff there too. Ollie Watkins gets an improvement on the card. He gets power shot plus, Trivela, and relentless. This is more of a usable version of his card. Maybe with this they drop an evolution for it during the week, you know, with Ollie Watkins, because this is more for like the sentimental guys that still want to use a card that's going to be usable. Like I could still see this card being pretty decent to use in game, especially if you provide him with the engine chemistry style to increase his pace, dribbling, and passing on the card. Play styles, he's got relentless plus, which is pretty decent in certain situations. Trivela, power shots, finesse shot, quick step, rapid. So he does still have like pace stuff to work with too. But he's not a lengthy player, so you'd probably have to give him a hunter chemistry style anyways and work with the dribbling. And I think some people might not want to work with that, so you might not do a review for Ollie Watkins, to be honest. McAllister as a midfielder. Obviously was released as a showdown card, and then from the showdown you could put him into the showdown plus, so on and so forth. You could have done that, but he didn't really have like all this stuff, right? Like this card has more stuff to work with. This is a card that is probably mostly going to be like a proper center mid to use in some sort of like center mid formation where it's like a 4-3-2-1, 4-1-2-2, something like that to really utilize his back and forth game style. They did change his work rates on this card, right? So the showdown was a high medium. This card is now a high high. To be honest, high high is definitely going to be more preferable for general playstyle in game. So giving him a shadow chemistry style to increase pace as well as defense is going to be very important for how McAllister could generally perform in game, right? Gabriel finally gets a card that is more interesting for the current meta of the game. His acceleration is still on the lower side, but his sprint speed's in a decent area. He's still going to be a lengthy player, boosting the defense. Base card stats for physical also in a really good spot. He has some cool play styles, but he still needs like intercept and stuff, and he does, which is important. He's got jockey, block, intercept, anticipate, so could be a very solid center back. I feel like he has like the body type for it, you know, considering he's 6'3" with his tall and normal body type. And then last but not least, we have the white card, who was released as a right back that could be switched into the center back position. Looks decent. I think from these cards, I probably won't review like 5 or 6 of them, but the rest of them, like, we'll probably try to do as much as possible, because this guy looks decent as well, because you actually make him a controlled lengthy player on a shadow. So in the fullback position, he could still be okay to use because he has decent dribbling capabilities while being 4-star with very good passing play style. Long ball pass, whipped pass plus, intercept plus. He looks pretty solid, right? And he has some good position changes too, depending on what you want to do with him in the squad. So sorry guys, so we actually have more cards too. Yeah, I didn't know about these ones. There's well, I should have known about these ones because there's a bunch of player moments in here that might be interesting to people. So some of these cards obviously might not be like crazy interesting to a lot of people, like Women Moy and stuff. You know, these are like shorter player. Well, 5'10's not too bad actually. She's average or normal body type. You would give her a shadow chemistry style. She does have some decent play styles to work with too. So not too bad there, but I mean, these cards are mainly fodder for the most part. This is a 5'6" goalkeeper, so that's already way too short for current meta. We have a Liga Portugal player here, Banza, who plays for Sporting Braga, that gets a decent improvement. He gets quick step plus and aerial plus, right? The improvements does make him a little bit more usable, but obviously not a card a lot of people will use because you got to give him an engine, and I think it looks like he might be the card you got to put into an evolution. I haven't seen the new evolution yet, so it might be for that specifically. We can actually just check that out real quick to see what the new evolution's about, because some of these cards are just not going to be super ideal in the current meta of the game. So it's important to see what makes more cards usable and not, right? So the new evolution is definitely none of these ones. Golasso show, formidable inform, attacking mid connection, no. Premier League team of the season. Okay, so it looks like a bunch of improvements from rare gold. So we'll do that video afterwards, right? But yeah, Dest could be a decent card, honestly, for the Eredivisie squad. You give him an anchor chemistry style, this actually looks like a decent card, right? Whipped pass plus, relentless, and intercept. Like, he actually looks decent. Yeah, no, this card looks pretty decent. On an anchor chemistry style, massively increasing the pace as well as the defense and physical, it definitely adds to the card. It makes him look like a significantly better player for sure. All right, let's see if we have any other interesting ones. St. Just for the Sporting players. High work rates. I mean, yeah, for the Liga NOS, you can't go wrong with that. They gave him some play styles too. I like when they do the usable stuff, right? Russo, striker card. Oh, she is 5-star, 4-star. Kind of needs an evolution to make her better too, I would say, because she has good play styles like finesse shot, power shot, tiki-taka, all good, but feels like you need an engine on her. I don't care what her height is. It feels like you need an engine on her, and she's still kind of low in the pace and shooting department if you were to do that. Millard obviously could be interesting for some people, but she was one of those was this a Future Stars, right? Future Stars Academy players. That one was a pointless card during that time period because the play styles that they ended up giving those cards for that specific evolution didn't really make sense. It was more for like the physical players. Nani actually gets a pretty significant improvement. He actually looks like a pretty interesting attacker for the most part. This is a card you would give a hunter chemistry style to, and he actually looks pretty good. If you're building some sort of team that revolves around having Portuguese players, he looks very solid. Dribbling is all in the 90s area except for reactions. He's a high-low recorded card that has a 5-star capability. If you give him the Hunter chemistry style, boosting the pace and the pace and the shooting to be as high as possible actually makes him a very good card to use in the current meta. So yeah, very cool that they did that to Nani, because usually Nani is they don't really make him that nice, you know. Estupinan gets a improvement, probably gonna be a fodder card for a lot of people. The only guy that I see that has a far throw, I never really see people use far throw, but honestly far throw could be, is it called far throw or long throw? Long throw, yeah. Yeah, no, that card could be pretty decent, maybe, you know. Kante gets a new card as well, really up there in price. Probably going to be like one of those crazy good, agile, quick to get into certain spaces sort of CDM. That's what the other cards were like. The flashback card when that thing came out was 541k. Honestly, Conte's the type of midfielder where you just leave him in the team and he just you don't even notice him in the team when you're building it, but when you're playing the game, his AI stuff does some crazy stuff sometimes, right? But obviously, I always tell you guys that I will always prefer the more physical, taller players. This card is interesting because he's formatted for the anchor, but then the sprint speed would be on the lower side. So I don't know how that would work, you know? Because the physical would be helpful for him, I think, but then you could give him a shadow, but then the way that his acceleration and sprint speed is formatted is a little bit weird, right? Luis Diaz gets a card too, 1.9 mil for this bad boy. He's a 5-star, 4-star player. Probably a card... he's a little strangely formatted. You'd probably give him a dead eye and just work with the dribbling as it is, honestly. Make sure you increase the finishing, make his passing a little bit better. Maybe you give him a physical boost with the passing as well, because, I mean, no, the shooting has to be at a 92 at least. But then the balance is at an 85. So it kind of makes you want to give him a finisher, but then the finisher feels weird because it doesn't improve other areas of the card. It's one of those ones, right? But he could still be pretty decent in game. 5-star, 4-star is really cool. Quick Step Plus, Technical Plus, and Flair Plus to work with is obviously very interesting. So that could be really nice. Kevin De Bruyne gets a new card. Kevin De Bruyne probably going to be a very good attacking-oriented center mid, to be honest. Passing is perfect. Dribbling significantly increased. I think he's a lengthy card too, yes. I remember this because of the flashback card like ages ago. I don't know if I ever... No, I'm pretty sure I did the review of the Team of the Year card too. I think the Team of the Year card has Finesse Shot, no? The Finesse Shot Plus is kind of crazy, I will say. But this one has a lot of passing play styles. So his passes are probably like completely out of this world. Screw the lengthy, I'd give him a shadow. Yeah, he needs the interceptions boost as well as the slide tackle boost. If he's going to be used as like a center mid, I feel like he kind of needs the boost in that area for sure. But play styles, bunch of passing stuff. They did give him an intercept, so AI-wise on the pitch, it does help a lot, especially since you are boosting the interceptions to be as high as possible too. Kerr, who had the Team of the Year card. I don't think we ever... Did I ever do the review for Kerr? I don't know if I did. I don't know if I ever reviewed the Kerr card. I don't remember. Did I? I may have. But this card is 4-star, 5-star. Again, from the female attackers, she's probably someone worth reviewing as well. I think she'd be very interesting for some people as well. Because in her case, you know, I would give her the engine chemistry style, boost the pace, the dribbling, and the passing to be as high as possible while working with very good shooting, physical stats is in a good... Like, this looks like a solid card, right? 5-star capabilities on the weak foot. She's got acrobatic plus, so I mean, we'll see if we can get those going for us. Acrobatic's actually nice because it actually helps for like your volleys as well. Power shot plus, rapid plus, a couple of stuff there as well in the card, right? So definitely looks pretty interesting for the most part. Alejandro Garnacho, I used his future stars recently and I was like, you know what, the dribbling specifically needs to be improved, which it has been for this card. You could go in the route of giving him a hawk, maybe a marksman. I think a marksman might make the most sense. You would just work with the pace, not necessarily being perfect. But then you could also go in the direction of giving him a hawk as well. But then you just wouldn't be in the mid 90s for shooting, right? So I'm not gonna lie, I could see some people just giving him a hunter just to make the pace perfect and then give his shooting a really good boost. But it could be a waste because giving him a little bit of physical is helpful too with like aggression and stuff too to kind of move into those spaces, you know? But yeah, no, he definitely looks like a card that could still be very nice to use in the side positions. Decent regular playstyles too, so not too bad. And then last but not least, we have Nkunku, right? Or no, we have all these other cards too. Oh, we have to check out a lot of cards. Well, they released some cards I didn't even notice before. Nkunku. Why is he cheap? Did they format him like trash? I mean, they kind of formatted him like trash. Not that bad. I mean, the price is... What does he have? Technical plus, Flair, and Trivella? I mean, he still looks cool. Maybe you give him like a Hawk, use him in the cam position. He's still 5-star, 4-star, 5'9", high, medium, average, and normal body type. I mean, the card still looks okay. I don't know why this card has so many dislikes on it. What's with the dislikes? Oh, I'm an idiot. It's because he barely played. I am stupid. That makes sense. Hanko, Eredivisie, Zellum. Fodder for the most part on that one. Di Maria, Liga Noche. Di Maria gets a significant boost. 5-star, 4-star for him. Left-footed, 5'11", team of the season plus, high, medium work rates, unique body type. This card looks really cool. This card you definitely give a hunter to, and you just work with the dribbling as it is. And then he has finesse shot plus, trickster plus, and technical plus. Might help with his dribbling, to be honest with you. Chip shot, incisive pass, flair, quick step, relentless, and Trivella. Definitely looks really cool. That's Di Maria. Shaw is interesting, maybe? Nope. Not that much. Hernandez, Dreyer, Drewsbury Hall for the championship. Muslera. And then that's like pretty much it. But yeah, we'll obviously be checking out some of the popular choices. A lot of cards to check out, to be honest. Like there's a whole lot of them. But yeah, we'll call the video there, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you guys want to see more of this in the future, be sure to drop a like, man. Definitely helps with the channel a lot. And I'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.